4-3 win yesterday over the Arizona Diamondbacks. And it wasn't just a normal, everyday kind of win. It was one of those wins that people will be talking about for a long time. Just the way that it ended. Patrick Bailey, who's a whiz behind the dish, with a throwout, a pickoff to end the game to preserve that 4-3 win. I know you saw the highlights. I know you watched it, FP. You know, what they got going on at that catcher position for the Giants is something special right now.
Really? It's one of I think we do have Hunter Pence.
No, we don't have Hunter Pence. Hold on. Let's put Hunter Pence on. Hunter, you're on with Drapes, FP Santangelo. Appreciate you taking the time, my man. Thanks for joining us. We were just talking about last night's game, 4-3 to win over the Diamondbacks and the way that ended. Just give me your thoughts, my man, on the way that ended and that catcher platoon, I guess, they have going there for the Giants.
Yeah, I mean, they're both doing outstanding. I think Bailey has kind of been the glue to put this all together because if you ask me, they have exceptional pitching, but you got to have an elite catcher to make a run at a late playoff push and to bring it all together. And I think Sable's really turning into a really good catcher offensively, very exciting. But Bailey, you saw right there what he's able to do, holding the running game, how he's able to call a game. He's already got the veterans believing in him and has the buy-in. And you just see this team really working as a unit, and that's kind of the base that you have to have as a catcher. It brings it all together. And so that was magnificent to see, and I really love what Bailey's brought to the table.
Hunter, F.P. Jr. here. Thank you so much for coming on. Really appreciate you taking the time. I absolutely love all your positive energy, and we'll get back to the Giants in a second, but I love your positive energy on the broadcast. I love what you bring when you broadcast games, and I love what you brought this past weekend with the Savanah Bananas in Sacramento. It was fantastic. I saw all the videos of you just having the time of your life. The crowd was into it. I just want you to kind of talk about that experience, and then I want to follow up with the question, does baseball need more fun?
I mean, I think that what the Bananas are bringing is really a good time. It's an incredible show. They're also competing, right? They're talented. So there's a game aspect, and you know, people say that they quantify it with like the Harlem Globetrotters of baseball because it is an entertainment. It is a show, and they have talents besides baseball. But the beauty of it is that the Globetrotters, always won. You don't know who's actually going to win, and actually you can become fans of the party animals. They're talented and fun and exciting too. So I think it is just a really family entertainment show. You can, watch some of your old baseball players try to tough it out for one last game, and have some fun. Do I think Major League Baseball needs to turn into Savanah Bananas? No, I think they both have a beautiful niche, and you go for a different entertainment. There's kind of like the drama of following a team throughout many years. The soap opera of the day in and day out, ups and downs in the draft. I think it's a whole different show. But if you love baseball, it's so fun to bring your family to these Savanah Banana games. And it's really fun as an old player to get a chance to go out there and have some fun. And
that was a good crowd out there, too, if I'm correct, Hunter. It looked like a packed house out there. But we did have a power outage, too, right? Tell me about that. What was that like? Somebody hit a home run and knocked out all the power? One of those bombs? What happened out there?
I mean, I don't really know, to be honest with you. I think the power just went out in Sacramento. I don't think there was any technical issue or anything. But that's just the way it goes sometimes. And for whatever reason, the power went out in the stadium. It went out twice. They waited around, and a lot of these entertainers were dancing for the hour and a half, 2 hours that it was down. It came back on. They came back out to play. They were getting after it. We were in a good game, and the power went out a second time. And, part of the fun of the Savanah Bananas is the time limit. It's only 2 hours that the game can be. It's a different scoring system. There's a lot of things happening. And they're moving quickly because they want it to be fun. They want it to be entertaining. But yeah, that's just what happened. The power goes out. I had a couple more skits I didn't get to pull off, so maybe another time when they come in our neighborhood, I'll be able to get back out there. Some pretty funny acts.
Hunter, let's transition to the less fun side of the business. Yesterday was the trade deadline, and of course, you were traded in 2012 from the Phillies to the Giants. Can you go into what happens to a player at the trade deadline, what you went through, and just the absolute whirlwind that is being traded to a new team?
Yeah, there's a lot of logistics and a lot of things that, that go into it. And I think it also depends on where you are in your career. I think if you're a young player that's been with an organization for a long time, for me, that first trade from the Astros, I was always like, oh, I'm a very loyal guy at heart. I was like, I'm going to play for one team forever. And then, all of a sudden you're just shifted to a new team and, you realize the nature of the business. But you also understand that usually a trade is good for you. It means that a team wants you. And for instance, in my case, the Astros weren't necessarily ready to compete, and I was kind of in the prime of my career. So it was a beautiful opportunity to go to the Phillies, and same with from the Phillies to the Giants. And so it is a whirlwind. Your family has to help you. The wives have to help you because there's so many logistics involved in it. But it's a part of the fun as well of being a competitor and earning. For instance, the prospects are earning a right to go and perform and help build a franchise. And the players that are ready to help win have earned a chance to go and compete for, what your craft is to be the best in the world at it. So I think that it's a beautiful thing for baseball. It definitely is tough on you as a player, but it's part of the business. And also, it gives you an opportunity to experience things you might not have. So I loved it. It was crazy, but I was ready for it.
Yeah, you changed coast. That's not just a transition down the street or down the road or anything. You got to pack up and move across country. Sticking with the trade deadline, I'm looking at the standings, Hunter. I see the Giants' third best record in the National League. A chance to go for it all at the trade deadline, maybe add an arm or another player, and they don't do that. They don't do nothing. And so as a fan, I'm scratching my head. I'm thinking, now's the time. Now's your opportunity. To me, the National League is wide open. Why not go for it now? What was your thoughts and opinions on why the Giants didn't make any big moves at the trade deadline?
Well, I think they made moves, and I think Farhan is very, very smart about his decisions. Right, he brought another Bay Area guy into the mix. And they put a lot of effort into the players that he's picked and that he has, and the group that they have, and the chemistry. There's so many things that go into it. They know they have a team they think they're good enough, and they just needed a couple more pieces. You're bringing back a Tyro Estrada, you're bringing back a Haniger, and that was really the only weakness. Like typically you're looking for a bullpen arm or a big starting pitcher, which a starting pitcher, if the right one fell through, if he got the right deal, but he knows these prospects and developing them through their philosophy and the amount of minds that they have helping develop them into big leaguers. He believes in it. We keep bringing up all these great pitchers. You're seeing it in Tristan Beck. You're seeing it in Walker. We have a very, very elite pitching mindset staff. So I think that they really do love their people. And a lot of the times, unless you can get, the Chris Bryant trade was absolutely magnificent in 21, but we didn't win the World Series. And that was a great opportunity. But if it doesn't present itself, Farhan stays locked into what he has now. He really does believe in this team, and he got the right-handed bat that he was looking for to add to the puzzle pieces that him and Kapler like to work to manage their way through a game. So obviously you would have loved to have added a Scherzer or Verlander, but are they actual locks? Was there really a superpower arm that completely is way better than what they have? Maybe not necessarily.
Hunter, so I have a story for you, and I've always wanted to tell you this story. So once upon a time, I was a closet nerd as a freshman and sophomore in high school. Okay, I was known as the jock. Of course, my dad played Major League Baseball. I was known as the baseball kid, yada, yada, yada. I was so insecure about my nerdiness and playing MMORPGs and Lord of the Rings and Star Wars and all this stuff that it was troubling me in high school. Then one day I came across this player named Hunter Pence, and I read an article about how he plays World of Warcraft with his brother. And I thought that was the greatest thing in the entire world. It gave me so much confidence. It was a transformative moment. So I just wanted to thank you on air right now for being who you are and being unapologetically yourself, because you gave this kid one day the confidence to not care about what other people think about video games or what they love on the side, and just being who they are. So thanks, Hunter. You're the man. I appreciate you.
You just gave me the heebie-jeebies, the tingles, and that was part of my mission, and I was hated on for it. But at the end of the day, I knew that it was important to be a bridge that, hey, there you can have many interests and it's okay. We don't all need to like the same things and be who you are. So that was kind of the goal with it, is to empower people to be themselves. And that's the beauty also of America, is that we all have, the freedom to, there's many different forms of entertainment. There's art, there's movies, there's TV shows, there's stories, there's books, there's games. So thank you for sharing that. That was the mission with all of that. And I still I love the Dungeons and Dragons. And you see a lot of Hollywood actors that are now playing it and doing great things with it. So it's cool to see the shift. And a lot of people recognizing the amount of fun that can be had in many different ways.
They always talk about, if I could touch just one kid with my story, and this is real life, right?
Oh,
Hunter
yeah.
touched you.
He did. I can't
it's
tell
amazing.
you.
It's
to
amazing.
This day, I remember I was in my room. I was scrolling on my laptop, and I remember, oh my goodness, Hunter Pence. This guy's gonna be my favorite baseball player. This is so cool.
I was there kind of as the gaming was turning into where people could have professions, and I was watching. I was like, dude, people are making millions playing video games, and my teammates were like, no way, dude, you're full of it. I'm like, I promise you, they are. Like, this is their real business, and so it's. I definitely feel justified in that argument, but it's not really about being right. It's about it's about just being good to each other and allowing people to enjoy what they enjoy. And some of my best memories are actually, gaming with my brother back in the day. We still talk about it, how fun it was to do all our training, and then our recovery was sit down and play World of Warcraft Battlegrounds or whatever the case may be.
That's
Hunter,
awesome.
before I let you go, Hunter, I had a chance to work with him on Giants Pre and Post a couple of seasons ago, and my daughter was a huge fan of his. She's 11 years old now, and I was like, how do you know Hunter Pence? Like, you don't watch baseball, honey. She's like, Dad, he's on Fuller House. He's the guy from Fuller House. And I'm like, really? And she's like, yeah. She showed me the episode. Hunter, how many people still come up to you about that episode and about that, chance at Hollywood, I guess, being an actor on Fuller House for that episode?
I would say about 10% of people are like, were you the guy on Fuller House? And like anyone from the age of 4 to 10, that's kind of what they know me for more than baseball. So it is really funny. I definitely didn't know when that opportunity came about how big it was going to blow up, but I did know that it was cool people and a great opportunity. And I'll never forget the day they filmed. I was actually on the injured list at the stadium, and they were making Bumgarner. And I think it was Wade Miley were pitching that game. He was with the Diamondbacks, and they were putting on skits on the field and interrupting the timing of them getting ready. And they were just so pissed off. And I was just like, oh my God, putting my hat over my head. I'm not even playing in this game. And, but they did, I respect the heck out of the actors for literally going and doing that in front of a live full crowd and filming part of that show. It was really remarkable.
My man, appreciate you. I actually did a interview with Hunter for my daughter. She was part of a school project. She did a school project on Hunter Pence. So, Hunter, thank you for doing that, man. Thank you for inspiring a lot of people, man. Keep doing your thing.
Heck yeah, appreciate it. Great to hear from you. What an honor. It's a joy. Go Giants, by the way, and go Bananas.
Exactly. Hunter Pence, Giants legend, jumping on with us here on Sactown Sports 1140. Coming up in just a little bit, we got more baseball talk.